And oh, we are live now.
We're live. Look at
Right on.
And I didn't use that. I'm not using that because it still says Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not using that. We're gonna play the music. Catch a little tune. And this is the part where I say, welcome back, everybody, to East County Voices. We're your hosts. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, everybody.
Well, we can go top left. Gavin, are you on top? Are you the second one?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
All right, let's go. We'll go in a row. Yeah.
It's right there.
Hi, I'm Gavin. I'm the East County NAACP Youth Council President. I'm a local activist speaking up the truth and nothing but the truth, and hearing out and clocking the tea about some of these racist people that want to hide in the closet.
Yes.
I'm Mary. I'm back after a big long break. Community advocate, regular person, friend, Dr. Mom.
Dr. Mom.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm Dr. Kimberly Payton, and I'm just a privileged friend of everybody on here. I'm so excited to know all of you guys. I feel so honored in your presence. Just a community advocate, a senior advocate especially, and an educational advocate for young people. That's it.
Right.
And I'm Nicole Arrington, and as Patty says, what am I? Activist, advocate, all that.
Mother, grandmother, auntie, friend, sister. Yes. Fighter, veteran.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
And also.
And drum roll.
What's up? Hi, everyone. It's me again, community advocate, activist, mom, friend, private investigator.
Right.
Information analyst.
Wait, I want some titles now. Now I'm Carlos Aguilar, better known as Carlos Tacos. I'm an activist. I'm a taco connoisseur. I'm a creator. I'm an inventor of different foods. I'm an inventor of the Loom Paco.
You're a fashionista.
Right? The lumpia taco called a Loom Paco. I got my sweet potato pie tamale.
Oh, sweet potato pie.
Right? Yes. And more. I ain't gonna say no more because someone's gonna
cameraman. Awesome community. Always out feeding the community.
Yeah. Getting an award next week at the Board of Supervisors on November 12th.
And I took the day off to support and see you.
Beautiful.
We want to say hi to Sean.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Sean.
We want to say hi to Nadi.
Hi, Nadi.
Hi, Nadi.
Or Nady. Is it Nady or Nadi? I don't want. My bad if I said it. One of them's right though. So
awesome. At the end of the day, we are all community advocates. We use our voice to build community. We build community because we care and empathize with our community. We all have our own life experiences, paths, struggles, but we're all human first. So
and we're all using our voices to help other people's voices get heard.
Yes.
Right.
It's an honor, like Miss Payton said, just to be in community with you all and in any spaces that we are here in Little Antioch, making things happen. And we're going to keep going because love conquers all. And so on our agenda tonight, what are we talking?
as
do we
little about
start?
this election as possible because I'm finally not upset right at this moment.
Well, we don't need to talk about the big T because he's not in our
Yeah.
community.
Definitely not.
But we do need to talk about a few things about the election
Mm.
because we had some sad things happen.
Yeah.
And we had some really badass, awesome things happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we want to make sure that everybody gets their kudos. So maybe what do we want to stop? Do we want to start with
Well, I know Carlos wants to share something too because it was a stressful weekend. Let's keep it real.
Yes.
Hard
So-
stress and anxiety. I had nightmares Monday night. Like it's normal, right? But we should let our community know, like, don't let this affect your mental health. Find ways to cope. There's different methods. There's help. There's community conversations like this to vent and decompress what has transpired. But we've been through this before. And we can get through it again. And like Mary said, we're worried about local politics. Really, we have done major strides, and thanks to the leadership that we've had in the past 4 years, specifically Mayor Lamar, Tamisha Torres Walker, Monica Wilson, that did some revolutionary, historical, major systemic changes here in our little corner. And that was also people power that did that. So we're still winning.
Right.
Okay, community. And Carlos has some knowledge to drop on us.
Come on, Carlos.
Want to share that now, Carlos?
All right. Yeah. So I want to back it up just a little bit and let everybody know that I did work the voting poll booth today.
Civic
I've been doing it for
duty.
a while now.
Nice.
But like we were saying, how stressful it's been. Buddy, I actually took they give you a couple of breaks and then a lunch. So I went outside to stretch, and there was so many people voting, and there was a line of people. The cars would come in to drop their, in the box instead of coming in. Each person actually parked next to the box and got out, and they voted. Like one lady went, yes. And then other people, you could just hear a sigh of relief, like, I mean, and then other people came in, and then they put these are just the people just drop it off in the box. And then some look so serious and focused, and like it's finally over though. They all had I try to keep the inside positive with jokes and all that with everybody, and I try to like not make it so tense in the voting area, So I had people laughing and all that too, but I did come up with the 12 steps. What I did was I kind of took the 12 steps of the AA and I changed them to adapt to help manage high anxiety related to post-election stress. So here we go. You guys ready?
Very interesting.
Ready.
Yes.
Number one, admit that the post-election environment feels overwhelming and it's okay to feel anxious.
Okay.
Number two, recognize that while you may not control the outcome, you can control your reactions and mental state. All right. Number three, make a decision to focus on things within your personal power and let go of the rest. All right. You guys following me so far?
Yes.
Following you.
Number four, take a moment to reflect on and list your sources of anxiety so you know exactly what's causing your stress. And a lot of people always tell me, write your stuff down. Don't just keep it bottled in, So yeah, that's a good one. And also I want to say I'm not a therapist or a doctor or anything like that. This just I've been dealing with anxiety for 30 years, so I'm kind of, I know what works for me.
You're an expert.
Right. I didn't want to say that, but yeah. Let's see, where was I? When was number 6? Begin practicing self-compassion, understanding that it's natural to feel heightened emotions during tense times. Don't I know it? 7, identify what coping strategies and routines help you feel grounded and prioritize these daily. You know, some people do the tapping, other people count from 100 to 1 by 3s, because then now you have to use your brain, you know. Make a list of any actions that you believe align with your values, such as supporting causes or communities to channel your energy positively.
I love
Number
that
9,
one.
right? Number 9, acknowledge moments of anxious thinking and practice redirecting yourself back to the present.
Mm.
That's when you've heightened it so much that you feel like you're dreaming and oh my god, I know these. Seek healthy distractions and enjoyable activities to balance out news or discussions that might increase stress. It don't help when we're watching the news. Oh my god, because stress, all that what they do on the news, I won't even go there. It doesn't
Yeah.
help, you know. And
No.
then we
No.
continue to watch it and wonder why we're all nervous. Stay committed to checking in with yourself regularly and to managing your mental health. And number 12, share your experiences and what you've learned about handling anxiety with others who may need support. So while you're helping yourself, you can also help somebody else too, you know. Don't ever feel like, oh, well, I'm going through it, but you've got your little techniques down already, you know. So somebody else might just be starting to go through this, you know. Like I said, this year was so it was a lot on it was a lot. It was a lot. There was a lot on the everyone's
On the
plate. And
tickets.
yeah.
Mm.
So I hope these, you know, you can go back. This is on YouTube. You can go back and start it over again and write these down, and I hope they do help you, you know, because we're all for helping helping those who have mental issues. I do anxiety bad, you
So
know.
you did this, you did the writing down and then you shared.
Yeah,
How you feeling?
I feel great. When
I
I
love
got to
it.
when I got to 5 though, I kind of felt um like like I was dreaming again. That's when and then I centered myself back. So when
Oh,
I got to
good.
6, you know, so yeah, because I was like, I gotta focus. Now it's not about you, you know, boom, you know.
Right.
So
Did
and again,
anybody else do anything today? Trying to calm their nerves after what might have been an interesting night?
Yeah. I shot off
Well,
a whole bunch of, messages. Hi, Alasia.
Hi, Lisa.
Oh, happy birthday, Alasia.
Happy birthday.
That's right.
that was one thing that happened today. We connected with the youth.
Yes.
So the one that stuck out is like, and that's been part of my healing journey, a lot of
Mhm.
ours, but the protests of 2020 and connecting the community and empowering others with that energy is definitely that was a plus today with Miss Nicole and the connection with the people who care and the
Yeah.
youth, talking to the youth, inspiring, and just breaking bread and helping out where we can and always advocating.
Bradley. Yes. We love
Music.
music, Bradley.
That's what I
Especially
did today,
lo-fi
Bradley.
music and frequency music.
Right.
What
Yes,
is listening to
Alasia.
music that you listen to when you practice Qigong?
Qigong. Oh, I know, huh? That's a
Control.
lot of
Yeah.
flute. That Chinese flute is good, but the native in me likes the Native American flute. And there's a guy named Carlos Nakai, and I love the way he plays the flute. You know, it's very calming.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How about you, Gavin? What'd you do today?
Yeah.
Um, I I was trying to prepare something for social media, and then I was just like, Patty's the one like say, "Hey, you want to be on here tonight?" I was like, "Sure." So,
Hi,
what better way? Yay! Um, what better way to actually, instead of just writing something out and giving it out to people, to actually just address East
Mm-hmm.
County? as the East County NAACP Youth Council president.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. This is your happy place.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, and how
Um,
about you, Dr. Payton?
Well, today I'm still kind of really involved in the election. It's not over for a couple of candidates that I worked closely
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
So I've really just been studying the results and just talking with some other people at the registrar's office, trying to just make sure Chanel gets that seat.
Yeah.
And then I had to make, I don't want to cry. I had to make one of the hardest phone calls I think I've ever had to make in recent times. I had to call one of my closest friends and acknowledge that she lost an election. And one of the hardest calls I
Oh,
had was to call Dominique and just
Oh no.
know that we worked really hard to get it done. Know
oh, I
that
Yeah.
didn't know that.
raised so much money that she got endorsements from everywhere and still fell to the roaches, especially when they just played dirty politics up until the
Oh
end.
no.
Yeah.
And that was a hard phone call for me. I didn't think it was gonna be hard, but when I got up at 6:30 this morning, I wanted to call her, and I was like, I can't. And then
Yeah.
a little bit of time passed, and my grandma was like, you got to get a hold of yourself. And it was like each time I tried to get my hold, I was the one breaking down, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so I finally had to have that phone call. And then I had to follow it up with we had a death a few weeks ago. I had to go over to that person's house and clean
Oh,
out the refrigerator. So I've had a wingding of a day, but
Yeah.
oh, well,
You
we
need
hope
a
we can make this your
hug.
happy place too, because we love you.
Yeah.
yeah,
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was my day. But other than that, I just that was what I did today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you for sharing.
Wow.
I just want
Well,
to tell East County, across East County, whoever's listening, that the elections may or may not have been in your favor, but the most thing that you can do is be registered to vote,
Right.
and
right,
all you can be prepared for at this moment. And if
right.
you're registered to vote, I'm sorry, you should have been registered to vote, and you should be active.
Should
You
have
should be thinking about these
voted.
policies and
Right.
addressing in the issues that we face.
right.
We now took the time to dwell today. Some of us may be grieving, some of us may be cheering. But make no mistake, today is the only beginning. We have to keep moving forward and continue the fight because we cannot sit around and sleep. We have to
Yep.
wait
No sitting and sleeping.
and we
That's
have
right.
to keep fighting. We may fall down, we may get bumps and bruises, but we got it together, and we are community first. We are the people first. We are family first. We are churches first. We're aunties and uncles first. Parents first. Children first. We need to put us first. Put the rest of everyone else, everything else aside. We need to make sure we good, and we need to come fight together. And I know elections make everyone tense and anxiety, but remember, you are not alone. Don't ever feel like you are alone because we are.
This is a great time to pull together.
This is
Yeah.
a
Right.
great time to go together,
Yeah, it's a
and
great time.
we might be marching, we might be protesting out there, but you know what? One thing is for sure: make no mistake, we will always continue to fight, and we will always continue to vote, and we will always continue to be here because there is no possible way that no crook can ever make us go back to our country or to a country that we don't even recognize. This is
Right.
our home. We have every right to be here just like everyone else, and we are here first.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good segue to our leader our youth president of the NAACP might have been down in Los Angeles and has a fantastic story to tell us.
Yes, community updates.
There we go.
Come on, Gavin, tell us what you won.
So it was a complete surprise. We went to the California Hawaii NAACP state conference this year, and we went with a couple of our youth, and surprised by all of us, we didn't expect it at all. They announced that we won an award, and we won the Unit Activist a Year award.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well done.
Nice.
I was completely speechless.
No.
Yes, I was literally out of words. I was actually visibly crying.
Oh.
And all I can really say to the youth that helped do this work, and I'm gonna give them a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to my vice presidents, Malcolm, Olivia, and Nadia, for being my rock in this. My sister Anna, who rechartered and got backlash for it. And I want to give shout outs to Olivia and Gianna, especially for rocking the youth council and continue to fight, because they the ones that helped charter this youth council so we can have a voice, so we can inspire youth, so they won't be on the streets and have actually something to do. And I want to also thank the parents to help, especially Dr. Payton, our advisor, Ms. Frances Green, and our state advisor, Dr. Satia Austin. We love you, and it was just really dear to our heart.
Yeah. And we have to hook you guys up with people who care.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let's segue into one other NAACP thing that's super, 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 super important. Super important. I can't stress how important it is. There is a vote coming up. My vote's going for Dr. Payton.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
on-
NAACP.
Right?
Yes.
Next week.
Chapter. Whoop,
Right.
whoop. Yes.
Next week.
Absolutely.
So if you're a member,
Dr.
make
Payton,
sure you have your card
Member.
and you're in good standing. And don't forget to vote for Kimberly, because she's going to make that change that you want to see.
Got my vote.
Yes. Yes.
She's got my vote too.
Dr. Payton, you're muted.
Oh wait.
You're
You're
unmuted.
muted.
Wait, hold on. I got it. Wait. It won't let me unmute it. I think she has to do it on her side.
Press the
Oh,
mic.
you
November
go.
14th. It's
There
coming
you are.
November.
Hey.
It's coming November 14th. And it'll be via text or email.
Is there any?
Sorry about that. I'm actually helping a student at the same time that all of a sudden texts me while I'm on here with you guys. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, so November 14th, it'll come via text or email, and I'm not really sure of the hours of the vote. I'm gonna try to find that out. I tried to request it today, but the angry gremlins that don't want me to run don't want me to know time. So, but I'm working on that. I'll get it out.
Wow.
I have so much to say, but I'm not going to.
I'm sorry.
Let's get into it.
Right.
Why are you running? Dr.
I think I tapped out.
Dr. Payton,
Huh?
you should say why you're running.
So I'm running because I want to see change in the NAACP. One of the things that, like, besides, my grandmother being a civil rights person all of my life, I've been around the community. But one of the things, when she asked me to come on board a few years back and start helping, I was kind of resistant. But, seeing that things were kind of going downhill in different places, and, the older people were kind of retiring out, I kind of felt like, okay, I'll come back. And then when I came back, the text message scandal hit. And I was really disturbed because I felt like the NAACP could have done more to support people.
Absolutely.
And once I got involved in the dialogues and the conversation, that some of the names that I was hearing in the community, I found out they were being ignored. So from my side, before I got involved, it was like, I don't want to talk to them. You know, they just want to complain or they just have the same problem. And I just felt like, well, why aren't we helping them? And then the more I got involved, actually, true story, I was, I could laugh about it with her now, but you guys know Councilmember Torres Walker, right?
Mhm.
So one of the scariest conversations I had when I first came on, the president was gone. I'm the first vice. And I was like, what can I do? So I started wanting to have these forums because I wanted to hear from the community. I wanted to hear the community explain, you know, how they felt, you know, to help them heal, to see, you know, how we could support. And so I called Councilmember Walker and she was like so cold and so turned off. She broke me. Oh my gosh. I got off the phone and I was like, oh my God, I just want to help her. Why does she hate the NAACP so much? And then after I got to know her, I totally love her. But going through that process, it really taught me how hurt the community was because there was like no support, no advocacy. So I'm running because I want that to change. You know, I want the people to feel supported. I think that the NAACP has a good mission and they can help in a lot of areas, at least give support. We live, a lot of the people on here know we live in a really racist place.
Yes.
And a lot, you know, some people say it's one of the racist places in Northern California. It's pretty racist here. And so, you know, I just want to be able to work with people and build the community instead of tearing it apart, instead of dividing us, instead of having a second agenda or a hidden agenda. Like, I don't want to be in meetings anymore where, can't name names, but where people that are, you know, officers and the NAACP stand up and say, I'm going to make sure you're never reelected again. And that person is really doing all they can to help the community. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be associated with that. I want to be associated with positive change. If you're not going to be about it, then sit down, you know,
Right.
you know, be about it and know that this is tough. Change is hard. Change is hard enough. Civil rights is hard enough. Advocating for people is definitely hard enough. So, you know, if you're going to be about it, let's get it done. Not sit down and bellyache and blame people and treat people bad and shame people and not even apologize when you're wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
That's
Well,
where I'm
Or
at.
lie. Just outright
Thursday, NAACP vote Dr. Kimberly Payton.
Yes.
Thank you. And then and vote for the vice president.
And Gigi
Crowder.
Gigi Crowder.
Yeah. And then there's some people running on the executive committee. Like Tiki. I see it. She's on now. Go Tiki. So come on, let's get out if you're an NAACP member and vote on your phone when you get the notification. Log on and vote.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
Now that can segue into. Oh, we love her. Is Tiki running too?
Yes.
Tiki, get on the show.
Send her the link. Send her the link.
So the other thing that we really want to talk about that kind of leads into the racist Antioch area and being one of the more racist areas and the text messaging scandals is there was a community town hall, 2 of them, where we got to sit down and talk with the Department of Justice as community. And Nicole was there and Patty was there and Carlos was there and many other members. It got to the point where, you know, people were sitting up against the walls. And then I believe they followed up with a Zoom meeting, which I did not attend. Did any of you guys get to go to that one?
No,
No.
I missed it.
Okay. Well, the live one, we got to hear from the community members and their experiences, and some of them went a lot deeper than I'd heard, and I heard a lot of experiences.
Mm.
We got to hear about people that worked with the officers and worked for the city of Antioch. We got to hear from people that were victims. We got to hear about from advocates that helped. We got to voice opinions, and there was a lot there. Watching I don't know if you guys all noticed this, but watching this Department of Justice people, their faces with some of the things we said, they looked horrified. Like it made me feel like Antioch was the very worst of anything they'd ever heard before. But some people brought up good points, like Ron Burnell being the city manager when all of this was happening, and the city manager is supposed to be overseeing the police department. They brought up a lot about Tammany Brooks. Patricia, in general, brought in what I felt was probably the win of the night for me. She brought in Miss Margie, who is the sweetest little old lady you've ever met in your entire life, who was
so bad for her.
viciously harassed and attacked. And she got to have her voice heard. And I'm sure Patty and Nicole might want to build on this one, or Carlos, because I can talk a lot.
No, that's beautiful. Go ahead, Nicole.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of people who needed to be there, like, you know, Rosalba. She definitely needs to talk to them. We need to get her connected with them.
Yeah.
Because they're going through terrible things, like, to this day.
Yeah. And these, for our community out there, these DOJ conversations are ongoing. I grabbed a flyer. It's called, you email, I believe it's care.gov. We'll look for it, but just know that these series of forums are just some of them to come, because the county approved a budget in order for the DOJ to conduct their own investigations into the local community. So please come forward, reach out. We'll make sure that you get like a link or you email the right person. Because and there was a lot of people there. There's still people that need to be heard. One of them is Stephanie. She left the state and we never got justice for her grandson. Not yet, but I know there's the videos, and it's just we got to upload them and sit down and do it. But the accountability is here, because it, in my opinion, wasn't going to come from the FBI.
I think it's just sad that we've given the community all this information about Burnell, and it just goes to show just how racist Antioch is and how much they want it to stay that way. There was a lady in Safeway with the Trump hat on the other day. Like, I just almost threw up when I seen it. You know, it was terrible. To the fact that women and anybody other than rich white men, and I'm talking real rich, you know, over $100 million to your name, rich, anyone other than them supporting this man is completely disgusting. I can't imagine why any Latinos support him. I can't imagine why any Black people support him. I can't imagine why any women. It's like, it's not even the fact that he's newly convicted felon, right? Because we know felons can turn their lives around and do great things. It's not even the fact that he's a felon. The fact is that he just got convicted on all these things. We know he's a rapist. We know he's a child molester. We know he's a freaking con man. We know he, you know, filed bankruptcy all these times, doesn't pay taxes, anything. He's just a complete sack of shit. Sorry, but that's what he is. He's a piece of shit. And I'm sorry, anyone that supports him, obviously you're a piece of shit and you don't care about anybody. So I'm not understanding, if you don't have $100 million to your name, you're not winning at all. He doesn't care about you. You're steerage. So I don't understand it. So these people like Burnell and all these people that want to go back to cops terrorizing killing, beating, letting dogs bite, and all this stuff to people just because they're brown is crazy to me that y'all would put this man back in office when he was the city manager and said he didn't know what was happening. How do you not
But
know?
why was he not knowing what was
He
happening?
did know.
Wasn't he
That's the
supposed
thing.
to be the boss?
That's what I'm saying. He did know. He just didn't care.
They probably
Yeah.
celebrated and talked about it at their little backyard barbecues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the what is it called? The association, the Police Officers Association.
Yeah.
That needs to be disbanded. You know, one of the ladies at the DOJ mentioned that the only way that Antioch is going to heal, I can't even talk. I'm so tired. I've got soup for brain. But the only way they're going to say it.
Heal.
Thank you. is killing the roots. You got to kill the roots.
Yep.
Because you kill the roots, you can't kill the weeds, and you can't start over, and you can't start fresh. And that's what Antioch needs. And I don't know that that Ron or his entourage
right
are going to be the ones that are going to push that forward. And what's going to happen to the Police Oversight Commission?
You already know they're gonna
I know
everything that's been done.
That's right. So
we got to remain vigilant. We just got to stay active in these decision-making spaces so nothing gets swept under the rug. They stonewalled having full police accountability with body and dash cams for so long. For how many decades? That technology, we've talked about this before, has been around since what, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020.
Hi.
It took that long. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hello, Devin. Hello, darling.
Well, there is racism. The fact of the matter is there is racism in our little county. And welcome, Kiki.
Hi, guys.
We missed
you. We gotta backtrack and find out why you're running.
No, I'm not running. We're backtracking. I am the chair of the what is that? The executive? No, the chair of the election committee. So, yes. So I had to input all the officers that's running. So Miss Kim and Miss Gigi, those are the two that I'm voting for. But I have to be at the church November the 14th at 3:00. So after we submitted all those things to the national, then we'll show up at 3:00, and then I'll go from there. I'm learning as I go. Yeah, but I am chair. Now, as far as running go, you had to be a member by May 1st. And my in June.
What other officers are going to be on there besides us? Because there was a secretary.
Let me see. There was a secretary. I can't recall her name because Nakenya couldn't run. No, Nakenya's running.
Is she? I remember her.
Yes, and Tracina, she wasn't a member prior to May 1st. So yes.
I'm checking mine first. Hold on.
But next year, look out for me because they have
you don't get to run now either?
No, I didn't become a member until June.
But you guys, there's appointments to offices and to the executive committee. So afterward, other people can join in the executive committee.
I think it's like 4 other people. Being that I just got back, I because I had to meet up with the secretary to input the information, and so I had her give me the paper. So Miss Kim, I'll make sure I'll let you know. But it did have executive members down on there as well.
Yeah, Francis and Charles Glasper is 2 of them. I don't know who else. I don't remember who else was on there. But then you can still there's still going to be room for appointments onto the executive committee.
It seems like everybody, well, it doesn't seem like it was. Everybody
Question.
we wanted to run, they were like, oh no, they can't.
Yeah.
Got a
Well, we
question.
can talk about that after the election, huh?
So how does mine work? Because I got it in June, but I paid and was a member or whatever like a year before. It was almost like a year.
Mm.
And
You know,
remember I had to fight to get this.
So you know what happened? I know. So actually they were supposed to turn in your money right away, and they did not. They played fast and loose with the money. That's why I was casually saying sign up online.
Wow.
Because when you sign up with them, oh, I sent it. You gave that to me? You really did? They did that. And so they also did, like, we have a member of our own house here who had a ticket to the membership banquet and they didn't get their membership. So
I just still don't see how they did that to Ms. Leslie and Erica when it was 3 years. How do you discredit 3 years?
Because it's a lapse. So so you guys know. Well, anyway, I've been researching and been watching some videos too.
Okay.
So if they have had a lapse, whether it was a month or 6 months, they consider you no longer a member. You're no longer a standing member. And then, like on his card, the card that you have, you're a card holding member. So what date on your card? It's a date on your card, and it'll tell you when that date, when you became a member for that year. Because if, in my understanding, we have to renew every year.
You do have to renew every year, but what Carlos is talking about, when Gavin asked him to join, it was way back last year when Lamar first announced he was running. We were at a kickoff event, and Carlos went to hand the money from Gavin. Odessa jumped up, snatched it out of his hand, caused a scene in front of a whole bunch of people.
Oh, wow.
And, we kind of stayed calm at the table, but Francis was like, what are you doing? Gavin was only asking him to join the NAACP. And she looked kind of crazy, but they still held on to it because every month, I know for 3 consecutive months, I kept saying, when are you going to report Carlos's membership? Because in the executive meeting, they kept saying no new members, no new members. And I was like, no, there are new members. Because way back then we were thinking about, okay, we'll get people to join and then they can renew and, start coming and then we can have elections. But that's not, I think she kind of knew that all along because she was not playing fair. She held on to Carlos's money.
Okay.
That's dirty.
This is being recorded now, Ms. President. We got to get you in there. So we don't want to ruin your chances of getting you in there. But Mr. Carlos, so your date, your membership says June of this year?
It says June 11th, 2025 is when it expires.
Yeah, but he was a member.
But I can be recorded because it happened in front of a room full of witnesses.
But when did it start? When
it happened
on your card. On the card that you have right now. On your card that you have right now, when does your membership say it started?
It starts a year before the expiration.
Let me see. Maybe the back says it. No, it doesn't give a start. It gives an expiration.
That's bold. So this is 2020. It expires in 2025. So you had yours in June 2024. Right?
I just got this.
Yeah, but it was before then.
She got it in June 2025.
It was before I got mine.
You're right, June 2025. Okay.
So for the sake of just keeping, we got so much we want to talk about tonight, just for the sake of keeping it light. We wanted to discuss some wins that happened over the last 4 years. But we're going to start out with something really sad. And that is not the saddest day in his life. He made that very clear in his speech. But
Right.
our Lamar is not our mayor of Antioch. But he had the most wins of anybody I've ever seen run for a local office anywhere. And I'm going to pass that over to Patty because she says it best.
No, no. Look, the past 4 years, he hasn't just been in office for 4 years. He was also on council 4 years prior to that. And before that, he was a public servant for the Navy, a veteran at 18 years old. So he's been a public servant for a very long time. And it's very honorable what he did to lead this city because we were targeted, attacked, threatened. Our mayor's life was threatened because of the crazies out here. He put his life on the line for the people, passing tenant protections, rent cap, anti-harassment, just cause for eviction, police reform with 100% body and dash cameras, enacting the homeless house community, the hotel. What else we got? All investments into the water system that we have here to make sure that our water is fresh.
The BART.
The new BART, transportation in our little city. Go ahead, Ms. Tiki.
Amport.
Mm-hmm. This city in these 4 years, we got a lot done for the people. Because they campaigned on getting people out of their town through vicious rent forms of harassment ways. We're here to stay. We're not leaving this little town. And he made that clear. He's not going to run away like our former police chief, Tammany Brooks, bounced to another state to avoid accountability. That's not what our mayor is going to do. We're going to celebrate him.
And his hotel.
Say again?
His hotel.
The hotel, the homeless hotel.
And the services brought into the hotel. The story of the woman on the street on drugs who was pregnant, who got the services she needed to deliver a healthy baby and get herself back on her feet.
Indeed.
Right.
And she looked well. The baby looked well. The family
So
looked
pretty.
well. We got the Angelo Quinto
Mental
crisis.
health, right. Yep.
We got the mental health. Yes. The Angelo Quinto crisis response team. He showed up for the Quinto family. He showed up for the families whose rights were violated. He showed up. So did our other Monica, Tamisha Torres. Yes. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're just shouting out the amazing wins that your administration handled despite all the threats and the hate and the negativity. You all have shined for our people, and I think like we're forever grateful for that because Antioch's better now. We cleaned up our school district, even though we didn't. Go ahead.
And we're not going back.
We're not going back.
We're not going back.
We're not going back.
And
I'm going to cry again.
And the police oversight, the police oversight commission, they got that going too.
They did.
Sure did. So as community members, let's just stay active and make sure that all of these amazing things don't go undone. We have a new city manager. We have the people that have actively targeted African American elected officials for decades in the city of Antioch with recalls, with forms of harassment, with forms of intimidation. So if they go through that all over again, we know their playbook, but let's hold our people accountable. Let's hold our elected officials accountable.
And consider us really blessed for having such a good administration.
Yes.
But I was going to say, we really need to support the city council, you guys. We really need, even though that Lamar's going to be leaving, Tamisha's still there. We still need to go and support them and let them know that we're here and listening and support them.
Yes.
Yeah, more than ever. More than ever.
Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, Tamisha.
Representing the people at the United Nations, representing the women at the United Nations. Our councilwoman did that.
Yep.
from our little corner of the Contra Costa County, okay?
Right.
Like our yes, we made history because of the people and our leadership.
But that's what they want us to do. They want us to they want to silence us. But we're not going back. So we're not gonna let y'all silence us, right? I'm going to stand on all of our ancestors' shoulders, and we're gonna fight back.
That's right.
With love. Lots of
With
it.
love.
Lots and
With
lots
love.
of
Yeah.
love.
Community power, community
All right.
education.
And I'm gonna go. I know I'm moving through it fast, but we have such a long list tonight. Carlos, please tell us about the Day of the Dead.
Oh,
Back to community updates.
right. I know. We had another.
You
Well, it
guessed
was the
from
first annual.
Second. No?
Was it second? I thought he told me it was his
Started-
first. But so we had Day of the Dead in or Dia de los Muertos in Antioch, California, at the Nick Rodriguez Center, and there was a lot of ofrendas or altars there, you know, in honor, and a lot of people. Like I had some people that I had candy for my brother Steve because he loved candy, and some people were taking the candy, and I had to go, hey, you know, that's not. This isn't. A lot of people think it's Halloween, but it's not. It's totally not that. You know, it's to honor those who have passed. You know, their memories and all that. And as a matter of fact, I think I was the only one around my altar the whole time. And when people came up, I was telling them the stories of each person, if they stayed long enough, you know. But I wanted to give them a visual, you know, with my words about each person they were looking at, you know, and they got a better understanding of who they were. You know, I don't know if that was my first too, making an ofrenda and all that. Now it's going to be a tradition every year, but I got to say it was one of the hardest things I had to do, you know, that I did because I was real close to a lot, you know, my mom and my brothers and all that, you know, and I got to admit I did cry a few times.
There was a lot of altars there, lots of beautiful altars.
Yeah, there was.
Part of healing.
And Nick Rodriguez smelled good for a change.
Oh, I love it.
There was a lot of
Y'all
sage
know we won't
burning.
go.
Lots of sage.
Thank
A
you.
lot of
And
sage
then-
burning in the
Sharing.
copal,
And then the dancing
Oh,
and
right?
the mariachi.
love it. Love it. Love it. There was another altar in Concord for Timothy Charles Lee. Quick transition into speaking of altars. We walked for Timothy Charles Lee in the city of Concord, lifted his name, continued to share the information for people to sign the petition to reopen the case because it was ruled a suicide. But family facts, witness statements, evidence all show otherwise. So that was an honor to honor Timothy Charles Lee as well. And
So, Patty, for our viewers that don't know the backstory, what is the story of Timothy?
Timothy Charles Lee was on his way home on BART. It said that he had missed his last stop. He missed the exit, so the last stop was in the city of Concord, Contra Costa County, and they found his body hanging from a tree. He was lynched. They say it was ruled a suicide. The belt that he had, like, it was missing. There were burn marks on his body, like cigarette burns. There was a letter that was it was investigated. It was analyzed by the folks that look at handwritten letters, and they said it was not his writing. There were witness statements that heard screaming. There were 2 other murders that night from men dressed in white cloaks. There were witness statements of a man in what was a brown uniform, typical of the police during the day, was running towards her. There was a lot of evidence. And the NAACP did the investigation, but unfortunately, it was ruled a suicide. This man had a future. He was a design student. He was a student at the San Francisco Academy of Art, and he had a scholarship to go to Milan, Italy. He was native, he was black, he was gay, he was beautiful, and had a life ahead of him. So it would be the right thing to do would be if the city of Concord or Contra Costa County reopen the case and rule it a homicide and investigate who those murderers are, because they could still be out there chilling, working in a department like the FBI, or they could be retired, chilling with no accountability. Emmett Till's murder, the woman who was involved, she lived to her last day, never held accountable. We have an opportunity to hold people accountable, and that's what we want, because we will not allow that type of that happened in 1985. That wasn't that long ago. There's people that remember it. That's what happened to Timothy Charles Lee, y'all.
39 years ago.
Frank's cousin.
And as a former Concord resident, I can guarantee you it was a lynching, and guarantee you that Concord is absolutely racist, just like Antioch. It's not any better as far as that goes. Believe you me.
Right.
My daughter is experiencing racism at 5. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, in elementary school. At Westwood Elementary, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade. It was not until I transferred her to El Monte in the 3rd grade that she didn't experience any more racism.
The county recently acknowledged the Port Chicago. Absolutely, that racism still going for a long time. But the county never acknowledged the atrocity that happened to the Port Chicago 50.
Yes, 50.
And they called it, they were mutiny. They called it a mutiny, but really they deserve all the flowers for what they did. They stood for their rights after the explosion. And at the Board of Supervisors the other day, they honored them, told the story, and the Marine had said, like, it's a shame, it's embarrassing that being from the Bay Area, Contra Costa County, and to not know that history until now.
Yeah,
that's a disgrace for Black lives that fought for this country, and they deserve all and their descendants deserve all of the benefits.
And they didn't even have no shame either. They were holding them signs over the freeways, right? Recently, or how long ago was that?
God.
They did.
Driving to Lafayette and you over the overpass with all that Trump crap and that mess over there was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
We got 3 minutes, so let's end this with love.
Yeah.
Use your power. We're gonna look. We're not going to let this loss, lower us in any way. If anything, we're gonna be more active in spaces. We've been through this before. And we're gonna get through this again. Trump has a hearing on November 26th. I don't know. He might go to jail. That would be
That's why he wanted to be right. That's exactly why he.
But what's more important is on the 12th they're deciding if they're going to give him leniency because of his presidency.
Oh shit!
Look, and
they'll
going
end
to
it 4 years.
Yeah.
Be strong out there. Let's keep advocating. We're gonna keep advocating for.
Guys,
and we survived before. We're going to survive again. The community's bigger. It's stronger. We have new leadership. We have new opportunities, and we're not going back.
Yeah.
My body is absorbing it can't. Like, my body is.
Let's take a deep breath together.
Yeah, I think we all need some woods, y'all. We need some forestry, greenery, and water, and we gotta
look. I'll rent a van. We can mob a 15-seater.
Yes, we need
a forest shower.
Kimberly knows where to get one.
We need a forest shower.
Yes.
We need. You know what we need, you guys? We need a forest shower, and we need tacos.
Yes.
Ooh. Hello. Right.
Sounds like a
Carlos
trip to
with the chicken
Yosemite.
tacos.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It sounds like a
Yes.
trip to Yosemite to me. And then bring my
Yes.
grill.
Please, let's
I
go.
ain't sharing with them bears though.
No,
No.
no bears.
Oh, look at
Point
look
raised.
at
Camp
Point
Big
Reyes.
Sur. Thank you.
Let's
I don't like that
go.
cliff at Big Sur. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't like
I'll stay in Carmel though. I'll be down the way in Carmel. That's where I always go when Ziggy Marley's in concert.
Nice.
So
Let's
All
do
All
it.
right, well, it was a great
Um,
show. I'm glad I got to come back after a big long break. Thanks for having me back.
Welcome
Yeah.
back, Mary. You've been
Yes,
here with
yeah.
us in spirit. Thank
I
And
you.
thank
can't
you
wait
for
for
all
next
these
week's
beautiful
show.
faces.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss
Oop,
Tiki. We
did I let
missed
the
you.
cat?
Welcome back.
Love you,
Yeah,
Tiki.
Love you.
yeah, we missed you.
I
We,
And our,
miss you.
and our Peyton family.
Lord.
Of
that's
course.
right, nephew
and our Auntie Nicole,
and
My
Dr. Mom,
baby.
nephew
Don
and
Carlos.
Dr.
And all our beautiful voices in East County that come and join us and watch us when they can. We appreciate you the most.
Look, and next week we officially get to be like Chanel, District 5 Supervisor, right? We
Yeah.
don't wait till
Absolutely.
Friday.
Bring her on the show.
Keep
Also
watching,
tune in next
guys.
week.
Mm-hmm.
Also tune in next week when we have Tamisha Torres Walker
Yay!
talking about
Woo, woo.
talking about where we are going next.
Love it.
Don't
Sounds
miss it.
good.
She just messaged me right now, so just wanted to say that.
All right.
So anyway, thank you all for tuning in out there and for staying on this long. I mean, we had it was fluctuating with numbers, so a lot of people want to know what's happening out here, and we appreciate the support. We do need your guys' help though with telling people about the show, sharing the link, going on what do we got, the Instagram. I know I gotta do more on the Instagram, but we're on the Facebook too, right?
Yes, and I sent out a lot of invites on Facebook and a lot of people accepted, so thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if you've got something going on and you want to talk about it, tell us. We'll let you on the show. We want to hear.
You amazing nonprofit organizations out there, come through. Tell the people what's going on and what resources are available.
Right?
Anyone that wants to know more about
trying to get 100 likes.
Hold on, Carlos.
Oh, go ahead.
Anyone that wants to know about the NAACP and what's going on, you can look at the bylaws, the links in the bylaw. I was posted the links, and also the election speakers, and also the election results from the Contra Costa County.
Thank you.
Right.
Sorry, excuse
and
me.
again, we're trying to get 100 likes. At least we ain't asking for much. I think we got like
we
60.
need 100 likes on Facebook so we can go live when we go to events.
Yeah.
That's right. We need your help. We need your help. So we ain't asking for much. We ain't asking for money. Just to like it. That's all.
Yes, please like it.
And also, speaking of likes, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and like, and again, tell a friend about the show. We're on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And we got another comment here. Hold on. There we go. That's right.
Yay.
Well, yeah, I got a bunch of comments here.
Definitely.
You ain't scared of no bears, though.
Scared of bears.
There you go.
Scared of the bears. We not going with
I'm
the
scared.
bears.
Yeah, shoot. It ain't Yogi.
We'll see you next week.
Rawr.
See you next week. Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Bye.
Pacific Standard Time.
Bye.
And everybody say bye-bye, peace,
Bye.
and woosah.
Woosah.
Bye.
Woosah.